What is going on YouTube? Hayden Rd making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XLM to USD, also known as Stellar Lumens to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at the current coin market cap, as well as an article published by CoinDesk in regards to backed exchanges. Bitcoin futures see slow start on first day of trading. Very interesting. So we're also going to be looking at the very odd correlation that could potentially be having with the price, looking at Bitcoin below $10,000 and Litecoin at around 72. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and let's jump into today's episode. So guys, the first thing I want to do is look at backed exchange. As you can see, this article right here talks about minutes after the launch at 12 o'clock, the first backed futures contract change hands at around $10,000. And the fact number, or the number of contracts in the first hour, stood at just 5 total. At press time, 28 contracts had been traded, with just one at around sub 10,000 price. So backed will be likely to be the first. Backed will be likely first a trickle and then a flood. The reality is that most regulated futures contracts get low adoption on day one, but not because not all future brokers are ready to clear it. Many people want to wait and see. Tickers are not even populated on risk systems. It's very interesting, but then you can see the Bitcoin market has seen no discernible boost from the launch. The spot of price of Bitcoin dropped below $10,000. Many observers believe backed, physically settled futures are a game changer and could bring in more institutional volume. Big financial institutions. Crypto analyst and trader Scott Melker in August called backed futures the most bullish development in history of Bitcoin. This is due to the fact that physically delivered futures require that the actual purchase of Bitcoins, which is cool, That said, exactly how impactful the launch will be to the markets and crypto in general remains speculative. Moreover, a rise in trading volume does not always lead to bullish price action. After all, futures can be utilized to create short position. That's the one key interesting play within cryptocurrency. Now, within knowing short positions, it's definitely something I want to get involved in, learning how to short crypto, because I'm sure a lot of you guys would benefit from knowing how to do that too, besides just buying and selling. So that's pretty much going to be the article. I don't think there's any more things to cover. Otherwise, I want to give a huge shout out for today's sponsor, Bitmins. So guys, Bitmins, it has more than 13,000 Bitmins generated. Digital collectors from 23 different countries. The project is growing, and now it is also the first example of digital fashion, so you can wear it on your wrist, on your Apple Watches or smart devices. Interesting discounts are also made for people who want to purchase in bulk. So definitely write an email. The email is in the description, first link. So I just wanted to talk about the Bitmins generator, and I wanted to say that Bitmins are graphically characterized by the registration data of a user, and for this reason they are unique. The price is still promoted for only 10 euros without commissions, so it's very cheap, which are bought using PayPal or PayPal credit, so it's very easy, and there's no cryptos needed. So guys, I want to show you guys the current coin market cap. As you can see, top 10 cryptocurrencies all seem to be in red, except for Litecoin, which is nice, and Tether, which we know pretty much stays at around $1 being a stable coin. Now the market cap is 262.7 billion, 24-hour volume is 47, so we're now even lower than $50 billion in volume. And Bitcoin dominance is 68%. You can see these top 10 cryptos are basically down about 1 to 2%. Bitcoin down 0.77, Ethereum down 0.71. Litecoin is only up about 0.83, but it's the only gainer on the market right now. Everything else is in red. I'd say on average down about 2%. So it definitely holds some very interesting value, and I'd really like to start with Bitcoin and see how exactly that's trading, whether or not we broke out of its downtrend or whether we are continuing to trade within it. So definitely a very interesting chart right here. You can see we are still kind of floating around the uptrend right here. So I would say that these are definitely the uptrends. I mean, some people could draw it from here and move it up. That's definitely a possibility. I mean, I could leave that there. That might look a little nicer to some people. The major symmetrical, bullish triangle that's happening right here. Unfortunately, we're having some issues right now with this zone. So there's a couple of things I want to discuss in terms of today's importance to where the cryptocurrencies could move. So one thing to pay attention to is we're trading at around 41 on the RSI. So we look good in terms of RSI with potential to move up. What I want to talk about is where we are currently trading. So you'll notice, yes, we are exactly below the support, and this is not necessarily a good thing. It isn't a good thing. The possibility of breaking back upwards is definitely there. We just started this morning off at $9,900. Basically, $10,000 is a huge resistance and a huge mental, support and barrier right here. So the fact that we broke through that and we're hugging the high-low MMA is kind of a weak handle. So we're really looking for today's candle to close and retrace back up to above basically $10,000. You can see in the past with our candles that we do have wicks and we've had movement below the uptrend, so it's definitely possible that could be what's happening right now. So just because we're below it currently in the morning doesn't mean we can gain potential and rise back up above the uptrend. That's pretty much the idealistic thing that we're really shooting for and looking for, is that movement back up, because if we don't, we're pretty much going to be confirmed a bear market right now and another bear move to the downside, and obviously nobody wants to see that. So really what we're looking for right now, because it is a weak hand, is a retracement or a more of a climb back to getting inside of its symmetrical triangle and uptrend. This resistance right here at 10 grand is definitely not a good thing, and we need to see some sort of retracement or receding into the symmetrical triangle right here, because once we're back in at around $10,000, then we can continue out and there's more chance for a bull break to the upside, because right now what we're looking at is more of a negative or bearish signal to retrace to lower levels. If at all we do break this high-low MMA, we're most definitely going to see some more pull to the downside, and I know we don't want to pretty much see that. So moving on to the other cryptos, Litecoin doesn't look too bad right now. So compared to Bitcoin, Litecoin looks great. We already saw its retracement and it looks like it's holding that quite well. $72 is a huge support. You can see that clearly right here. So I'd be very shocked if we broke this just as quickly as we got above it, because we've seen tons of consolidation at that level. It'd be very interesting to see us break it, being it is such a strong support. So if we do decide to hug this, we're pretty much going to be waiting on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin can gain momentum from its green band on the high-low MMA and retrace back up, we're most definitely going to see Litecoin retrace back up to higher levels. If Bitcoin breaks bearish, it's going to pull all of the cryptos down with it, which is going to be an unfortunate sight. But if we can stay above 10 grand for Bitcoin, we're trading at $9,911. We only need less than $100 to get back above here. That would be a great signal for the other cryptocurrencies to start to head up too. So Ethereum looks great as well, trading in between its high-low middle moving average. Obviously, a little too high on its RSI, so consolidation there would be necessary. But trading at 60 does give us potential to move up higher. We're also kind of hitting a support at around the green band on the high-low MMA. We hit resistance up here, which was expected, but you can see we started off at 167 and shot all the way up to 225, which is a huge jump, a massive jump, over $30 in gains per crypto or per coin. You can see we're currently starting to retrace back down though to this lower level, but we're using this green band similar to Bitcoin as a support. So if you can hold here as a support and we can hold Ethereum as a support, that should hopefully indicate movements to the upside. Breaking these key supports will definitely kind of snowball into a bear market and pull us down to lower levels. It will be a bearish break. Similar to Stellar Lumens, we're also at a support. So it seems to me like all these cryptocurrencies are having the same thing. Litecoin is hanging out here, at this band of support. Bitcoin, same thing, support. Ethereum at a support, and Stellar Lumens at a support. So with that knowledge in mind, it looks to me like if we can hold these levels, we should start to head up. It looks like these cryptocurrencies are kind of in sync and trading with each other sideways rather than being sporadic and all over the place. So if these cryptocurrencies can continue to hold support at around these levels, which it looks like it wants to, we should continue to see some more movement to the upside come, later today, if not tomorrow, as Litecoin obviously heads back up to 84 and Bitcoin heads, way above 10,000. Ethereum looks a little bit more on the bearish side in terms of how much gains it can have short term, because it will get caught up once again. It's kind of capped in the short term at 220, but Stellar Lumens also looks like it could easily retest 0.09 because it had a major jump as well. So these cryptos did see a major retracement, and they did have their consolidation, which you can see we had 5 days, almost a week now, of this bearish pullback and this bearish retracement, which is healthy. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but everything is pretty much riding on Bitcoin right now. This is the only one that hasn't proven whether or not it wants to break bullish or bearish yet. So we're waiting on this. Once this confirms which direction we're going, the rest of the market will obviously swing up with it. And we could see some pretty big gains. Litecoin up to 90, Bitcoin, can go indefinitely as high as like $12,000, $13,000. I think Ethereum's capped at 220, and Stellar Lumens is capped at around 0.09 in terms of XLM to US dollar. Otherwise, guys, that will wrap up today's episode. Once again, huge shout out to our sponsor, Bitmins. Definitely make sure to check them out. First link in the description. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.